The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. She was one of those pretty and charming girls born, as if by an error of fate, into a family of clerks. She had no dowry, no expectations, no means of becoming known, understood, loved, or wedded by a man of wealth and distinction. And so she let herself be married to a minor official at the Ministry of Education. She dressed plainly because she had never been able to afford anything better. But she was as unhappy as if she had once been wealthy. Women don't belong to caste or class. Their beauty, grace, and natural charm take the place of birth and family. Natural delicacy, instinctive elegance, and a quick wit determine their place in society and make the daughters of commoners the equals of the very finest ladies. She had no dresses, no jewels, nothing, and these were the only things she loved. She felt she was made for them alone. She wanted so much to charm, to be envied, to be desired and sought after. One day her husband brings home an invitation to a ball, which was printed the words, "The Minister of Education and me. Georges Rampinou requests the pleasure of M. and Madame Loisel's company at the ministry on the evening of Monday, January 18th. He thinks that his wife will be excited to attend such a fancy party, but instead she is upset. She complains that she has nothing suitable to wear to such an extravagant occasion. Her husband asks her how much could be a suitable dress cost. She thought for a moment and said, "I could do it with 400 francs." And her kind husband agrees to give her the 400 francs that he had been saving to buy a gun, just to get herself a gown. The week of the party had arrived, and Matilda seems anxious again. When her husband asks her why, she frets that she has no jewelry to wear with her dress. And her husband suggests that perhaps she could borrow something from her friend Jean's forestier. Matilde goes to Jean's house and borrow a sparkling diamond necklace. The day of the party arrived. She and her husband attend the gala and have a fabulous time. She loves amazing and dances all night. Finally, they head home in the wee hours of the morning. When they arrived home, Matilda realizes that the necklace is missing. They wonder if it fall off in the carriage that they took home, but neither of them noticed the number. Her husband goes out to search the streets, but returns empty-handed. To stall for time, Matilda writes to her friend that she broke the clasp and is having it repaired. In the meantime, they find another necklace that matches the missing one, but it cost 36,000 francs. Her husband fortunately inherited 18,000 francs given by his father, but they will need to borrow the rest of the money. And he did borrow, asking for 1,000 francs from one man, 500 from another, 5 louis here, 5 louis there. He gave notes, made ruinous agreements, dealt with usurers and every type of moneylender. He compromised the rest of his life, risked signing notes without knowing if he could ever honor them, and terrified by the anguish still to come, by the black misery about to fall on him, by the prospect of every physical privation and every moral torture he was about to suffer. He went to get the new necklace and laid down on the jeweler's counter 36,000 francs. Finally, they have enough to purchase the replacement necklace, and Matilde gives it to Jean, who doesn't even look at it. And Madame Loisel took the necklace back to Madame Forestier, and to the relief of her friend, she did not open the case. If she had detected the substitution, what would she have thought? The next 10 years, Matilda's life changes dramatically. They move to a smaller apartment where she has to cook and clean for herself. She also does work on the side while her husband works multiple jobs to pay back all the money they borrowed. After the 10 years, the money is all paid back, but Matilde has aged a great deal. One day, she sees Jean Forestier on the street. She decides to tell her the truth about the necklace. Jean is stunned by Matilde's rough appearance. Matilde explains that it is indirectly because of Jean, since she lost the necklace she borrowed from her and had to pay for a replacement. Shocked, Jean confesses that the necklace Matilde borrowed was a fake, made of paste worth no more than 500 francs.
The author of the story is Henry Rem Albert Guy de Maupassant. He is known as a popular French who wrote under the pen name of Guy de Maupassant. He is considered as one of the fathers of modern short story. He is also a novelist and also a poet. He was born on August 5 in 1850 and died on July 6 in 1893 in Passy, Paris at the age of 42. He is also known as Guy de Valmont and Joseph Prunier as his pen name. He is also known as a master of short stories. There are so many amazing works which was made by Maupassant in 10 years, including several non-fiction books, 300 short stories, and 6 novels. The La Parure or The Necklace is the best love stories of him. It is a story of a young wife in Paris living in the 1800s who has a middle-class lifestyle, but at the same time, she craved for wealth and status. The setting of the story is in Paris, France, year 1884, on Loisel's apartment on Rue des Martyrs.
The character of the necklace. The main character are Mathilde Loisel, Monsieur Loisel, and Madame Forestier. Mathilde Loisel dreams of being rich and is self-conscious about her middle-class status. She borrows Madame Forestier's necklace to wear to a ball but loses it, then spends the next decades working to pay off the replacement, sacrificing her beauty and youth. Monsieur Loisel is Mathilde's husband and a government clerk. He procures the invitation to the ball for Mathilde and helps to work off the debt for the necklace. Madame Forestier is Mathilde's wealthy friend. She lends Mathilde the necklace and later fittingly reveals that it was a fake. The plot of The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. The Necklace begins with an exposition where Maupassant describes the protagonist, Mathilde Loisel, a young woman of limited financial means who wished to marry into wealth. Instead, this is the internal conflict of the necklace. Madame Loisel is certain that she deserves wealth and status, but instead is forced to live in the mediocrity of the middle class. She was not born into the upper class, but she has convinced herself that her beauty and charm should have elevated her enough to marry into a lifestyle of luxury and ease. One day, Madame Loisel brings home an invitation to a ball. This is the rising action of the story. He thinks this will greatly please his wife, but instead, she's unhappy because she has no suitable dress to wear. Madame Loisel grudgingly gives her 400 francs to buy a new one. She remains unsatisfied because she has no expensive jewelry either. Madame Loisel suggests that she visit her wealthy friend, Madame Forestier, who might lend her some jewelry for the occasion. The visit proves a success and Madame Loisel chooses a lovely diamond necklace to wear for the event. At the ball itself, all of Madame Loisel's efforts are rewarded as his wife has an enchanting evening. She dances throughout the night, with partygoers admiring her dress and jewels. She believes that men are captivated by her, and she continues to dance while her husband falls asleep nervy. The Loisels leave at 4 a.m. quickly, running out so that no one will notice their shabby overcoat and lack of furs. They take a rundown carriage home only to discover something that completely changes the tone of the evening. The borrowed diamond necklace is missing. This is the climax of the story. After a week looking all over Paris for the necklace, the Loisels make a life-changing decision. They decide to buy a new diamond necklace to replace the one that they lost at a cost of 36,000 francs. This is double the total amount of their savings, so the Loisels go into debt to purchase the necklace. This is another conflict in the story. While incurring the level of debt enables them to replace Madame Forestier's necklace, it also radically diminish their lifestyle forever. The story following action now focuses on the Loisels' lives over the next 10 years as they repair their debt. Hard work and poverty define this time. They move out of their apartment and they no longer have servants to help with housework. Madame Loisel loses her beauty as she does all the cleaning and cooking. This beauty is one of the qualities she used for years to define herself and support the idea that she deserved luxury and wealth. Madame Loisel takes on extra work to help with the debt payments. This period shows the consequences of Madame Loisel's pride and greed, but also highlights her heroism in fulfilling her commitment to pay the debt. The resolution of the necklace and also Maupassant trademark surprise ending comes Madame Loisel take a walk one day and meets her former wealthy friend, Madame Forestier, who doesn't recognize her after all her hard work and suffering. Madame Loisel explains her financial situation and decided to tell her about losing the necklace and how they paid for its replacement through hard work and poverty. Madame Forestier is stunned by her story and then reveals in the story last line that the original necklace was a fake and only cost 500 francs at most. And that's the plot of the necklace. Thank you.
The conflict is that Mathilde Loisels, the protagonist, is not satisfied with her life and wants more. She dreams of every delicacy and luxury with vast salons hung with antique silks, exquisite piece of furniture supporting priceless ornaments, and a small charming perfume room created just for little parties of intimate friends. Instead, she lives in a small apartment with her husband, who she believes is not a good enough for her. This attitude leads Matilda to borrow a necklace for a party because wearing flowers is unappealing to her taste. After losing the necklace, Matilda and her husband seeks a replacement necklace and enter into a series of extensive and expensive debts. To purchase it, descending into poverty and losing it.
The main themes of the story including the dangers of greed, the destructive power of material possessions, and the exploration of social class, and the importance of contentment. In addition to these themes, the story also explores the idea of pride and how it can lead to self-destructive behavior. Matilda is proud of her appearance and wants to fit in with wealthy elite, even though she knows that she cannot afford to do so. As a result, she borrows the necklace and attends the ball, setting in motion a chains of events that ultimately leads to her downfall. The story also touches on the theme of sacrifice as Matilda and her husband are forced to give up their things and work hard for a decade to pay off the debt for the replacement necklace. It highlights the consequences of living beyond one means and importance of being responsible with money. Over the Necklace is poignant and thought-provoking tale that explores the danger of greed and the importance of contentment and responsibility.
I think the author utilizes a third-person narrator who possesses a limited omniscience. The narrator is exposed to the fact that there is never an I in the story. It seems as though the story is being told in retrospect, by one who has some connection to each and every character in the story. This is evidenced in the very beginning of the book where Maupassant writes, "She dressed plainly because he could not dress well, but she was unhappy as though she had really fallen from her proper station." In choosing third-person, limited omniscience narrator, Maupassant grants his readers or us deeper insight into the character than narrator who only concerned with the facts.